Welcome back to the Natasha Effect, where we talk real, think different, and break down the shit nobody wants to talk about. Until now. So, today we are diving into something a little bit more deep than usual. So, why the way we are raising boys and girls might just be creating a generation of inverted human beings. Yes, I said it, inverted. I want to warn you though. This one is going to be real. It might trigger some people. It's going to be personal and it's going to make you think twice about the culture we're living in today. So let's get into it. The thing is, this topic kind of came to me while I was talking with my husband about just how females today are way more masculine, including myself, and males way more feminine, including my husband. So, I did some research, I did some thinking, and I did some reflecting. And here we are. So, starting with the boys. The thing is, boys need their moms. And I don't just mean like a hug and a kiss if they get hurt or their lunches, although, yes, they definitely need that too. I mean, that's where the nurturing and the emotional intelligence comes from by seeing that love in action. Moms teach young boys how to treat people, how to respect women, how to be men who lead with integrity, and just kind of showing them how to show up in life. But here's the kicker. If they don't have a dad or a father figure guiding them on what actual masculinity looks like, which is how to protect, how to assert boundaries, how to stand firm, those young boys will grow up more feminine than they're biologically wired for. And it's not necessarily wrong, it's just inverted. So they're missing that critical piece or the blueprint of what it means to be a man in the world. And yes, I see the moms. I see like no hate to single moms. Like you're doing the hard work. I had a single mom. But awareness is power. Boys need both. They need both sides, masculine and feminine, mom and dad, male and female, to grow fully. Now, I'm not leaving the girls out of this either because it's the same thing. Little girls, young girls need their dads. Young, present, consistent dads. Because it's the fathers who show them what a man is supposed to look like in real life later down the line, how he communicates, how he treats his wife, how he respects, how he protects. And I'm talking about this part from experience. Like I said, I grew up without a father intermittently. So I'm a very masculine female, very alpha female. And this is a result of my dad not always being there. That is the sad, real truth. And my husband, like I said, he's more on the feminine side because his father wasn't present. Lucky for us, though, we do have each other and we balance each other out, meaning we're kind of teaching each other what we missed out on. So I'm teaching him how to be more masculine and he is teaching me to be more feminine and more soft. So essentially, I'm learning to soften, he's learning to harden, and together we work hard at this because we both refuse to let our kids, let ourselves grow up inverted, which is something so common in today's society. This is why balance matters. Masculine girls need feminine guidance. Feminine boys need masculine guidance. Without it, we're really just raising adults who are inverted, introverted, cautious, and just truly unaware of how to be in the world, how to love fully, or how to be loved from a societal standpoint and a biblical standpoint. The thing is, this inverted generation is because of how we move as a society. So think about it. Society has quietly normalized single parenting. We've quietly normalized divorce as just casual and the new normal. There's not really like a stigma attached to divorce anymore. It's just accepted. And that's creating what I keep referring to as inverted human beings. And I'm not saying that these people are broken, they're not doomed, they're just truly missing a part of a blueprint that is needed for emotional intelligence, connection, and relationships later on down the road. We are literally teaching our kids the opposite of what nature has wired them for. Boys are learning empathy and emotional intelligence from their moms, which is amazing. It is, but they don't have the masculine energy to anchor it. And so later down the line, they may struggle to assert themselves. And on the other side, young girls are learning independence and assertiveness, but without that masculine guidance. So they may not fully understand partnership dynamics or what they should expect in a man later on. And honestly, it just, like I said, this came from a conversation with my husband, just casual conversation. But I think it just comes down to being aware. So, what can we do? First, be aware of it. Moms, keep nurturing, but recognize that the masculine energy that boys need, you can find that in like a mentor, someone in the community, a coach in sports. It doesn't have to all be you. And then single parents, like I said, fill those gaps consciously. Mentors, community role models, familial support. Don't think you have to figure it out by yourself. The next thing we can do really as a society is just to stop normalizing divorce and single parenting as the new normal, the new in thing. Kids need balance. They need both sides of the coin. And without it, we're just raising humans who are inverted in love's relationship and leadership. And finally, just be intentional. Presence over perfection always, awareness over convenience. Show up. Your kids are watching, they're learning. And if you're raising boys and girls in a single parent situation, you can still teach that balance. It just takes awareness and conscious modeling. So I just want to leave it with, let's just stop pretending that masculine females and feminine males are just fine and okay. Feminine boys need masculine guidance, and masculine girls need feminine guidance. It's biology, it's psychology, life, and yes, love. So when we get this right, we're raising human beings who can love fully, lead boldly, and connect more deeply. And that will just overall help with those relationships later on down the line. I think awareness is the first key. But that is pretty much all I have for today's topic. But let me know what you think if you're dealing with this. Like I said, it's from personal experience from both myself and my husband. And whether you agree, disagree, do you see this showing up in life? And that is pretty much it. So that was the Natasha effect. Until next time, bye.